Onions are the base of the majority of dishes that I make, and preparing them is one of the most fundamental skills to have in your cooking arsenal. It may be the thing I do most in the kitchen besides dishes. In this video, I'm going to show you 7 different ways to cut onions. Don't worry if you're an amateur now, because by the end of this video, you're going to be a professional. Okay, so we're going to start with the most basic type of preparation, onion rings. It's not the most versatile cut, but you can use this in a salad or for making fried onion rings. One of the downsides of this technique is that you have to peel the onion whole, which is harder than peeling it after you cut it in half. Once you have the onion peeled, cut it into rings at whatever thickness you want. This is also tricky because you don't have a flat base for the onion to sit on while you're cutting, so be very careful and please use a sharp knife. Next, we're going to do sliced onions. First, we're going to cut the stem off to create a flat surface. Then, we're cutting the onion from root to stem. This is very important, and it's one of the biggest mistakes I see from people who don't know how to cut an onion. Whatever you're doing, sliced, rough chop, fine chop, minced, whatever, you're going to cut the onion from root to stem. Once you do that, you have a choice in how you want to slice the onion. The more traditional way is an orbital cut, starting from the stem side and working your way back to the root. The alternative is to cut off the root and make your slices from root to stem. Ethan Jablowski has an interesting video testing the differences. I recommend taking a look. Sliced onion is great on a sandwich, on a pizza, or if you're making caramelized onions. Next, we're going to do the rough dice. With our peeled onion that's been cut in half, we're going to make a grid with our cuts. First from root to stem, then from side to side. You'll notice in all these dicing techniques that I'm leaving the root intact. This keeps the onion together and makes dicing easier. A rough chop will have a wide grid, with only a few cuts going each way. This will result in big pieces. This is for when you want petals of an onion in your dish. I'll use it for a long cooked stew or sauce where the texture of onion will come through in the final product. A medium dice is similar, but we're going to make the grid tighter. More cuts in each direction will result in smaller pieces. We're going to also make a horizontal cut before cross-chopping. This will cut some of the larger pieces on the outside of the onion that would have been bigger than the rest. I mostly use this when I'm sauteing onions with another vegetable or in a chunky salsa. Next, a mince. This is taking the grid to the absolute tightest you can get, which will result in the smallest pieces you'll be able to achieve with a knife. We'll make our cuts as close together as possible, and then we'll do 2 or 3 horizontal cuts, depending on the size of your onion. A mince is good for when you want to add raw onion to a dish, but want the flavor to be delicate, something like a vinaigrette. It's also great for cutting down cook time and adding to something like an omelet. The last technique we're going to cover is the grated onion. Use this technique sparingly. Breaking down the onion this much will create a very strong onion flavor that could be overpowering in some dishes. Simply grate an onion into a bowl and add it to whatever dish you're using. Be mindful that you're also extracting a lot of liquid from the onion, so that will affect your dish. I mostly use this in a sauce when I want a strong onion flavor but no texture from the onion at all. Well, that does it for the onion prep today. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more instructional, recipe, and testing videos. I'll see you next time.